cloud bombing, I think the first time I've seen it used was I think the day before, where this artisan cultural thinker Brad Trammell he posted that Heaven by Marc Jacobs campaign, and for those who don't know, it's a recent campaign that came out, and it's like really simply photographed. It's beautifully lit. It's a really beautiful image, but it's literally just a bunch of cool people, just famous people, famous young influencers, like older kind of fashion models. There's like, also peppered with random actors, like there's Michael Imperioli from The Sopranos in there. And it's not really about that campaign per se. It's like I don't want to feel like it's really a critique on the campaign. It's just really like kind of like the perfect illustration of things that have been going on for much longer than that campaign has in the last decade. I think it's this idea where it's like a lot of like creative work these days, it's really just about collecting people and combining them together. I made a comparison where it was like, this movie from, I think around 10 years ago, was like The Expendables. And when that first movie was announced, it felt kind of ridiculous, right? Where it's like Sylvester Stallone, Jet Li, Chuck Norris, Jason Statham, like it was every Hollywood like action actor that you had combined in a film. And, a lot of those actors individually have produced really groundbreaking, compelling bodies of work. It's like, like I don't want to say like it's based on like a Rotten Tomatoes score, but let's just say, but because a lot of people understand what Rotten Tomatoes is, it's maybe easier to talk about. It's like a lot of those actors were in like films that did like 90 to 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, right? Like, so maybe if you combine them all, you're going to get a 100% score on Rotten Tomatoes if they're all in a film. Obviously not. It's a film that did really poorly, right? Because like this is something where like the sum of its parts was greater than the whole. And, I think it gets joked about a lot and it gets derided. But you kind of see that everywhere in culture. It's like, what is the difference between that and Marvel's The Avengers? It's really just like, we can't just have one superhero. We just have to combine them all together. Right. And, even though like fashion, the fashion industry almost sees itself as in this higher cultural kind of literacy echelon than like Hollywood films, is really the same strategy over and over again. And I think that's for a lot of different reasons.
Maybe about our financial system.